what should I do? The Olympics, because the Olympics aren't, and I'm pretty sure someone even told me, yeah, do the Olympics, and I was like, oh yeah, I gotta wait. Anyway, so we're doing Olympics today. As per usual, the sources will be down below. Let me know what topic we should do next. Also go Team Canada. Go Team Canada. And yeah, I just have my laptop over here with the facts because I didn't memorize them. And we'll do some cupped whispering, etc., etc. So let's just get into it. Fact number 1. The Summer Olympic Games, also known as the Games of the Olympiad, are a major international multi-sport event normally held once every 4 years. London is the only city to host the Summer Games 3 times in 1908, 1948, and 2012. The Summer Olympics have been held in the US 4 times, 1904, 1932, 1984, 1996, but in 3 different cities. Fact number 2. An Olympiad is a period of 4 years associated with the Olympic Games of the ancient Greeks. Although the ancient Olympic Games were established during archaic Greece, it was not until the Hellenistic period, beginning with Euphorius, that the Olympiad was used as a calendar epoch. The more you know. Number 3. The Winter Olympics were created out of the success of the Summer Olympics. Number 4. The United States has won more gold and overall medals than any other country in the Summer Games. Summer Olympian Michael Phelps is the most decorated Olympic athlete of any nation with 22 Olympic medals, including 18 golds. Number 5. It's true, Olympic gold medals aren't really made of solid gold, but silver with gold plating. Olympic gold medals haven't been pure gold for about a century. Number 6. The modern games were only cancelled 3 times, and it was always the Summer Olympics. The 1916 Summer Olympics in Berlin were cancelled because of World War I. The 1940 Summer Olympics in Helsinki, as well as the 1944 Summer Olympics in London, were cancelled because of World War II. And I don't really know, I guess the 2020 Tokyo Games weren't technically cancelled, they just happened in 2021. Okay. Number 7. The very first modern Olympics were the Summer Olympics held in 1896. Because ancient Greece was the birthplace of the Olympic Games, Athens was considered to be an appropriate choice to stage the inaugural modern games. Number 8. The Olympic mascot of Tokyo 2021 is called Miradawa, based on the Japanese words Mira, future, and Tawa, eternity, to symbolize the undaunted optimism of the Olympic Games. Number 9. The Paralympic mascot of the Tokyo 2021 Games is named Samedi, based on a popular cherry blossom variety and the phrase "so mighty." The mascot has cherry blossom tactile sensors and can show enormous mental and physical strength. The mascot represents Paralympic athletes who sometimes overcome enormous obstacles to redefine the boundaries of the possible. Fun. Number 10. The 2021 Tokyo Games will also see karate, sport climbing, surfing, and skateboarding making their Olympic debuts, and the return of baseball and softball, which were removed from the summer program after 2008. Number 11. Before the advent of the Winter Olympics in 1924, men's, women's, and pairs figure skating events were part of the programs of the 1908 and 1920 Summer Olympics. Ice hockey also made its Olympic debut at the 1920 Summer Games. Number 12. The Summer Games used to span months, starting in the spring and ending in the fall. The first Summer Olympics staged in London in 1908 spanned 188 days, or more than half of the year. Although the formal opening ceremonies were not until July 13th, the 1908 Games opened on April 27th with the raquettes competition and ended October 31st with the field hockey final. The 1900 was first to test positive for a banned substance, his drug. 2 beers he said he downed to calm his nerves before the pistol shoot. The disqualified Lillenwall and his teammates were forced to return their bronze medals. Number 14. Only 5 countries have participated in every Summer Olympic Games: Australia, France, Great Britain, Greece, and Switzerland. Number 15. When basketball officially debuted at the 1936 Berlin Olympics, games were played on outdoor tennis courts made of clay and sand. During the gold medal game between the United States and Canada, a second half deluge turned the court into a muddy mess that would have stymied even the dream team. With dribbling in the mire an impossible task, the waterlogged Americans spent most of the half simply playing catch with the slippery ball to protect their lead. Final score: United States 19, Canada 8. Normally I reword the facts a little bit when I find them anywhere, you know what I mean? But this one was worded so fun, I had to keep it. Stymied even the dream team. Number 16. French Baron Pierre de Coubertin, founding father of the modern Olympic Games, sought to incorporate art and culture into the Olympic movement. So beginning with the 1912 Stockholm Games, gold, silver, and bronze medals were awarded in painting, sculpture, architecture, literature, and music. Works entering into the juried competitions were required to be original pieces inspired by sports, and perhaps a not so strange coincidence, Coubertin himself won the first gold medal for literature. Following the 1948 London Games, artists were deemed to be professionals who violated the amateur ideals of the Olympics, and the present-day cultural Olympiad replaced the medal competitions. Number 17. South African runner Oscar Pistorius. I'm gonna be in trouble for not being able to pronounce this South African's last name. Anyway, a double amputee nicknamed the Blade Runner wasn't the first man with prosthetic legs to capture Olympic gold. In the 1904 St. Louis Games, hometown boy Joe Iser, who lost his left leg as a youth after it was run over by a train, won gold in the parallel bar, long horse, and rope climbing events. He also won silver in the side horse and all-around competitions, and bronze on the horizontal bar. Okay. Number 18. While studying art under Edgar Degas and Augustus Rodin in Paris in 1900, 22-year-old American Margaret Abbott saw an advertisement for a golf tournament and decided to enter. After shooting a 47 on the 9-hole course, she won the tourney and took home a porcelain bowl. Unbeknownst to Abbott, the tournament she had entered was part of the poorly organized Paris Games, and she had just become the first American to win an Olympic event. Number 19. The equestrian events at the 1956 Melbourne Games were held on the other side of the world. While most of the athletes traveled down under for the 1956 Summer Games, the horses and riders in the equestrian events did not. Due to Australia's strict quarantine rules, the equestrian competitions were moved to Stockholm, Sweden, nearly 9,700 miles away, and held 5 months before the Games. Number 20. Upset that the U.S. flag was missing from those fluttering above the Olympic Stadium during the opening ceremonies in the 1908 London Games, American flag bearer Ralph Rose refused to follow protocol and dip the stars and stripes as he passed the royal box. Although the story that Rose, her fellow shot putter Martin Sheridan, said, "This flag dips for no earthly king," is likely apothecarical. The snub set off a royal row. From the very first day, King Edward had taken exception to the American athletes because of their behavior and their barbaric shouts, and that resounded through the stadium. Coubertin wrote in his memoirs, "American flag bearers dipped their banners to national leaders on several occasions after 1908, but it hasn't happened since 1932, not even for the U.S. President Ronald Reagan during the 1984 Los Angeles Games." 21. The Summer Olympics have been hosted by 5 continents, Soviet Union, South Korea, Spain, China, and Brazil. And now in Japan. Twice in Japan. Yes, twice in Japan. Because 1964 and 2021. Okay. Number 22. The 2024 Summer Olympics will be held in Paris, France for the third time, exactly 100 years after the city's last Summer Olympics in 1924. The IOC has also selected Los Angeles to host its third Summer Games in 2028, and Brisbane, Queensland to host Australia's third Olympics in 2032. 23. The prize for event winners in the ancient Olympics was an olive branch wreath. Number 24. Since the 1904 Olympics, medals are awarded in each event, with gold medals for first place, silver for second, and bronze for third. Number 25. Great Britain is the only country to have won at least one gold medal at every Summer Olympics. 26. After the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan in 1979, the 1980 Olympics held in Moscow were boycotted by 66 nations, including the United States and Canada. Number 27. The 5 rings of the Olympic flag represent Africa, Asia, Australia, Europe, and the Americas. They are linked together in friendship. Every national flag of the world has at least one of the ring colors: blue, black, green, yellow, and red. Number 28. The Olympic flame is lit at Olympia in Greece every 2 years for the Summer and Winter Olympics, before its journey to the next host nation, where it is paraded around until the lighting of the Olympic cauldron at the opening ceremony. 29. Tug of war was contested as a team event at every Summer Olympics from the years of 1900 to 1920. Number 30. Only 2 people have ever won gold medals during the Summer and Winter Olympics. Gilius Grafström and Eddie Egan hold the distinction. Grafström from Sweden won gold in figure skating in the 1920 Summer Olympics, as well as in the 1924 and 1928 Winter Games. Egan accomplished this feat in different disciplines, taking home gold in boxing in 1920 and later winning a gold medal at the 1932 Lake Placid Winter Games in the team bobsled event. Number 31. 2 athletes have won gold medals competing for 2 different nations. Daniel Carroll first won gold in rugby representing Australia in 1908 and then again in 1920 for the United States. Kakiashvili won his first gold medal in men's weightlifting competing as part of the unified team in the 1992 Barcelona Games and later as a Greek citizen in the 1996 and 2000 Olympics. Number 32. The youngest Olympian in the modern era is Greek gymnast Dimitrios Laundras, who competed in the 1896 Athens Olympics at the age of 12. Other young Olympian facts: at age 13, springboard diver Marjorie Gustring is the youngest female individual gold medalist in history, while 14-year-old Gusio Kitamura for swimming is the youngest male individual to hold a gold medal. Number 33. The official languages of the games are English and French, complemented by the official language of the host country. Number 34. Tarzan competed in the Olympics. Johnny Wilsmiller, an athlete turned actor who played Tarzan in 12 movies, won 5 gold medals in swimming in the 1920s. Number 35. During the 2012 London Games, the Olympic Village required 165,000 towels for a bit more than 2 weeks of activity. Just washed up. Anyway. Number 36. During the 1936 Berlin Games, 2 Japanese pole vaulters tied for second place. Instead of competing again, they cut the silver and bronze medals in half and fused the 2 different halves together so that each of them had a half silver and a half bronze medal. How adorable. Number 37. The Olympic torch is lit the old-fashioned way in an ancient ceremony at the Temple of Hera in Greece. Actresses wearing costumes of Greek priestesses use a parabolic mirror and sun rays to kindle the torch. From there, the torch starts its relay to the host city. It is usually carried by runners, but it has traveled on a boat, on an airplane, on horseback, and on the back of a camel via radio with never a regular lighter. Number 39, the 2012 London Games were the first Olympics in which all participating countries sent female athletes. Number 40, the first official Olympic mascot was Waldy the dachshund. It's not a dachshund, it's a dachshund. At the 1972 Games in Munich. Number 41, the 2016 Games in Rio will mark the first time the Olympics are held in South America. Marked the first time the Olympics were held in South America. Yeah, that's better English, isn't it? Yeah. Number 42. Ever seen an Olympians biting their medals during the awards ceremony and wondered what they were doing? Well, it harks back to ages past where merchants would check the coins to secure the precious metal they required, and not a lead forgery. A lead coin would leave teeth marks while a gold coin would not. Number 43. The original Olympic Games staged in Olympia ran from 776 BC through till 392 AD and were held like today every 4 years in conjunction with a festival to honor the Greek god Zeus. The ancient Greeks also had 3 other games in honor of gods Apollo, Elis, and Poseidon, making room for a tournament every year. Roman Emperor Theodosius abolished the Olympics in an attempt to rid his empire of paganism in favor of the widespread adoption of Christianity in 392. Amazingly, it took 1,503 years before the Olympics were to return. Organized by Pierre de Coubertin, who formed the International Olympic Committee, or the IOC, the modern Olympics were born and took place in Athens in 1896. 44. Medal winners are not only inducted into their nation's history and Olympic history, but they're also honored at the Olympic Stadium of the Year's tournament. Their names are engraved on the walls of the stadium, allowing their legacy to be written in stone. How Greek of them. Number 45. In one of the most dramatic moments in Olympic history, John Carlos and Tommy Smith made a monumental political statement, making a Black Power salute on the podium of the 1968 Olympic Games in Mexico. What is less known is that the silver medalist that day was an Australian white man, Peter Norman. He stood by the duo in solidarity while displaying a human rights badge. Norman was, like the 2 American sprinters, attacked by his own country's media for this display and barred from competing in future Olympics. But his role has since been recognized, and he was awarded a posthumous Order of Merit in 2008. Both Carlos and Smith appeared as pallbearers at Norman's 2006 funeral. Number 46. Young people were allowed to compete in the Olympics until 1997, when the International Olympic Committee ensured only those above the age of 16 could compete. I think that's still true. I feel like there were some skateboarders that were like 13 though. Am I wrong? Could be wrong. Number 47. The first Paralympic Games took place in Rome in 1960, designed to allow war veterans a chance to compete and rehabilitate. Before that, there were instances where physically disabled athletes competed in the Olympics themselves. Olympic gymnast George Iser famously won 6 medals with a wooden leg in the 1904 Games. Now the Paralympics offer a chance for people with any array of disabilities the chance to compete. Number 48. Abebe Bikila won the Olympic marathon at the Rome Olympic Games in 1960. Amazingly, he did it without the benefit of footwear, running barefoot for the painstakingly 26-mile run. Bikila became the first American in history to win a gold medal. Crazy. Number 49. The longest remaining record in the modern Olympics is now 50 years old. Bob Behrman won the long jump in the 1968 Olympic Games in Mexico. His superhuman leap registered a remarkable 8.90 meters to become an Olympic record, which to this day stands in the competition, unless it's been beaten this year, which I'm not sure. Anyway, last but not least, we have number 50. The first Olympic Games had just 14 participating countries. Teams from 11 European countries originally joined those of Australia, Chile, and the USA. The first host city in Athens emotions.